Arnath, Bob just spoke about the whole concept of happy employees. Now, something that I want to really ask you, and given your view of industry as a whole, how do you feel that the overall concepts of workforce expectations versus enterprise expectations are kind of playing out? Considering I'm sitting at home, my expectations are perhaps slightly different. The organization is equally in a situation where it is trying to cope with the challenges, yet continue to thrive. Now, do you think there's going to be a meeting of minds somewhere there, a convergence of views for it to be seamless in its entirety?
So, Arjun, I think with the new normal settling in, I think there's a major, as I said, major shift in the way people are thinking. Right, I think the expectation point, as you rightly mentioned, I think it's really, I would say, people are really thinking in, especially with the new ways of working as people are getting used to it. I think the expectations are going high in terms of what an enterprise can do or what an employee can do for the enterprise. I think both ways, I think it's working fine. I think to my mind, I think we'll have to first is to stop assuming that the old ways of working are going to be back. Right. Uh, I think that's the first shift that has to happen in both enterprise as well as workforce, right? And as I mentioned earlier, with millennials and Gen Z in workforce, uh, the overall transformation had already started, right? So if I have to take an example of our own organization, when we started redesigning or relooking at our office spaces, we said, why do we want to have linear desks anymore? Why can't we have collaboration spaces? Why can't we have flexible workspaces? And I think the concept itself was changing, but obviously it's further got accelerated with the current situation. But obviously the situation has changed, right? The very model of, or I would say rigid model of 9 to 5 was in existence some time back, but it's not there anymore because of the technology being there, right? So the idea is from a workforce perspective, I think workforce will continue to expect that the enterprises will give them the right technology tools and ability to be productive, irrespective of whichever circumstances they are in. Right? I think that's one. Right. Second thing which comes to my mind is since everything is going to be very technology dependent, right?
Indeed.
The expectations on technology teams would go high. Either there's more of a self-servicing capability that needs to be given to the employees, or there has to be somebody to support anybody, anytime, anywhere, right? I mean, obviously it's going to be virtual, but I think the support is expected practically near real time. So I think that's another big shift that we are seeing. Third thing that we are seeing is with the temporal boundaries, I would say not being any more there, at least in the current situation, primarily around your work and work life. I mean the work life balance. I think we will start seeing work life harmony than work life balance, right?
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
You will start seeing people managing both the things together,
Yeah.
right? Um, and when people start going back to the offices, I mean, obviously you can't stay completely at home. You will definitely want to see an employee centric approach, right? In terms of social distancing or anything specifically, because you're so used to working in a specific way for a period of time, you would definitely want to take some time to settle in the new normal. I mean, when you do office resumption, certainly that's an expectation from the enterprises, right? And basically all the and the idea is as you're settling into the new organization structure, or let's say new organization culture, then I think it has to be made easier for them to settle down. From an enterprise point of view, I think, as I said earlier, I mean, the enterprise will have to start thinking on how do they really organize the work, especially from a remote working perspective, right? Because it's going to be a mix of remote working as well as in the offices. It has to be a very, very different way of working in comparison to what. So
True.
practically, you're talking about non-linear, non-hierarchical kind of a structure, right? It's going to be teams, or let's say hierarchy of teams, or is the right word to use. They're going to be there everywhere, right? And possibly put in the best practices around collaboration and flexibility and accountability, right? Because once you have people out, enterprises will have to start rethinking about how do I really give that accountability and flexibility to people and continue make sure that they continue to stay productive, right? And the biggest shift here is how do I bring in that agility with the new type of working? I think that's another key aspect,
Very, very
which
true.
obviously gets added with innovation as one of the key components.
Indeed. which is what I'm going to take to Bob. Bob, a very interesting set of points that Harnath made. Now, which brings me to, well, if I were to fashion this in the correct sense, about, well, okay, let me put it this way. For the last 2 3 years now, we've been speaking about connected workspaces, connected workplaces, and those in the physical sense of things have, well, been to do with sensors, facial recognitions, artificial intelligence, connected infrastructure, and so on and so forth. And increasingly, with a distributed kind of a workforce, the whole concept of connected workspaces has completely changed. Uh, I expect as an employee, and your expectation as an enterprise, is for me to be connected the moment I boot up my laptop or my workstation, as the case may be. From your perspective, where you're at the center of creating innovation and technology, how do you see the whole concept of connected workspaces in a changed reality of sorts coming into play, and for you to be able to craft that much more better and enhance experiences for organizations and employees?
I was going to pick up on some of the things that Hannah said about the connected workspaces and how people are really collaborating. And it is important to think about what's happened in the last few years. And we were very fortunate as Dell Technologies, we were already embarking on this idea of working from anywhere at any time and on any device. What's happened, and Hannah already said this, is that what's happened is really accelerated. It not just accelerated our adoption, but also the technology that we're creating. So to your point, Arjun, so what is we are focusing on, apart from making sure that we give a good experience to the end user, we want to think about what's going to make their life easier. And I really like the term harmonizing instead of work-life balance,
Yes.
work-life harmonizing, because it is exactly that. I would spend as much time speaking with members of my team about how they are mentally as well and physically, as well as they are about business. You know, it's not just all about the numbers and what you've been doing and the training they've been engaged in. It's about how they are with their work environment. I used to call it work-life balance, but I think I'm going to use this term of work-life harmonizing from now on.
In fact, I've actually written it down. I think this is one of the real takeaways,
Yeah.
Harnath. Thank you.
Because I mean, it really is that. I mean, and I keep telling my my team members, please stop sending emails at midnight. You know, it's not good for you. It's not good for us. And it's definitely not good for your family. So let's have a start and stop time. So be a bit more disciplined. Now, as I said, the idea from us is productivity is based on an outcome. As long as all your stakeholders are happy and there's no complaints, and everything expected of you is done, then that's a tick in the box for productivity. But with the technology side of things, we really moved away from this technology for technology's sake. Everything we are asking our employees to use or update really has to have a consequential benefit for them. Some of the fantastic solutions we've been able to provide for BYOD, particularly in the early days when people were sent home and had no access to corporate devices, to be able to use their own iPhone or Android, any tablet, you know, even if it's a Mac OS, you know, an old PC, they were able to connect in, and through the technology, we're able to connect into a corporate network, even from outside the firewall, but not have to worry about lots of different VPNs or authentication for different applications and tools that we're using. Now, be able to give them a streamlined, seamless connectivity into your environment as if they were in the office was extremely important.